Hi, Ken1171 here, and in this video I'm going to show you how to get perfectly valid unimesh compliant morph targets exported from Poser that we can use in Poser itself or in other applications that require unimesh morph targets such as DAZ Studio. Up to now that was impossible, but I have created a little tool that makes it easier to do it. So let's get started. Here I have HiveWire Dusk figure loaded, and we're going to create a morph, and then we're going to export this to OBJ and load it in DAZ Studio to prove that it's Unimesh. So first things first, when you first load Dusk from the library, it's going to be subdivided, and this will not do. We need to disable subdivision. We have to go to figure, skinning method, and choose Poser traditional so that the OBJs are exported properly. Okay, with this done, first thing I need is to create a reference object from Dusk that is exported from Poser. So let's export to OBJ. And for this purpose, to create the reference file, I need the first two options enabled, weld and morph target. Once I do that, I'm going to name that my reference morph. And once this file is created, here it is, I can delete the material file because I don't need it. And with these two files, the one I just created and the original Dusk Special Edition OBJ from the geometries folder, which I conveniently copied here so I don't have to go search for it, I can launch the OBJRebuilder tool, which takes a couple of seconds. Once it opens, it has two tabs. One for creating profiles that speeds up morph conversions from one figure. And the second one is the morph conversion itself. Okay, let's get started by creating the profile. I need the original figure OBJ from the geometries folder here on the original figure OBJ and the reference file I have just showed you how to create over here, and we click start. First thing it's going to do is calculate the vertex remapping. That's because when Poser exported that welded OBJ, it has completely messed up the vertex order. So as a morph target, that's useless. So what the tool does in the first step is fix that. And the second one, they just started, is to do the same for the UVs. The texture coordinates get scrambled too when we export from Poser with the weld option. In average, this takes for figures like HiveWire, Dusk, and Dawn about 1 minute. And that only needs to be done once to create a profile, which is just finished here, and boom, here is my profile. So this reference file, I don't need anymore. It was just for creating this profile. And again, I only do this once. Okay, I'm ready to start converting morphs now. So let's get started by creating a morph. Here, I'm going to create a new morph on Dusk's head, like a horn or something that looks like one. And mirror to the other side, and boom, I have something like a morph here I can use for this example. I need to export this to OBJ, and this time I only need the first option enabled, the weld body parts, and I'm going to call this horns. Once it does it, I can delete the material file because I don't need it, and I have one thing to convert already. So to do that, I go to the OBJRebuilder tool, go to the second tab, and drag this morph I have just exported from Poser to OBJ file to fix. You'll notice that the first field is already filled. The original, whenever you put it here, it also puts it on the second page. Okay, I now select the profile I have just created, this one, and click Start. And boom, instantly, I have the completely rebuilt OBJ that is now 100% unimesh-compliant, and it took like a second to create it because of the profile. The profile only needs to be created once, and it accelerates tremendously any morph conversions you do from that on. Okay, so I have these two morphs, one exported from Poser where the vertices and texture coordinates are messed up, and I'm going to show you in a minute that they are, and the new fixed file I have just created. So let's put it to proof. Here I have Dusk in DAZ Studio, and we're going to load both the files, make sure the Poser scale is selected, and I'm going to load the messed up file the Poser has exported and my new Unimesh converted file. Let's load both of them and let's see what we get. Here we have the first morph, the one that's not Unimesh, where the vertex order is completely messed up. Let me prove it to you. Here it is, completely messed up. And here is the fixed file that was converted from that file. And as you can see, it's perfectly valid unimesh as expected. And that's what I wanted to show you. Thank you.